Let's get into the trending topics now, and looking at the number one is this terribly sad story of Jocelyn Smith, a little girl that has gone missing, and 4 people they say have been arrested in connection, with this. They still obviously all being questioned, but where the little girl is, what happened. There are so many stories doing the rounds, and people are speaking out, but the reality is there is a beautiful little girl that has been gone for, what are we talking now, 15, 16 days.
Just over 2 days, 2 weeks.
I mean, so the father, what we're running with here, just to update you on the latest, is of the 6-year-old girl, Jocelyn Smith from Saldanha Bay in the Western Cape, says he's hopeful for a breakthrough. This is the Western Cape Police say the matter will be heard in the Vredenburg Magistrates Court today. So that's a big one. Those suspects appearing there in court today as well.
And of course, just for clarity, so 4 people were taken in for questioning.
Yeah.
We don't know whether all 4 of them will be appearing or whether some of the 4 will be appearing. We don't know what the charges are. The police have been very tight-lipped about this, but of course it's only a matter of time now before we know. But our reporters are out, and if there are any further developments, we'll let you know.
Certainly, and there's so much coming out, as we mentioned a bit earlier. I mean, yesterday there were stories doing the rounds that men were claiming that they sold Jocelyn Smith for Muti. But again, these are just stories that are doing the rounds right now, and there is still so many unanswered questions in the Jocelyn Smith matter. But it is, it's gaining momentum, and we'll see what happens in court today. The next one, Baldwin.
Yeah.
So this was a story. What a story this was. And remember, I remember us sitting here, and it was during a filming. It was in a movie that Alec Baldwin was starring in, and what had happened was they were doing a scene, a rehearsal, and the next second the gun went off, and it actually killed one of the cinematographers that was on the set, because it went off and it was loaded, the weapon was loaded. Goodness gracious, so what a story it was. And now we're seeing a jury has actually convicted a movie weapons supervisor of involuntary manslaughter. This happened late, yesterday, but of course in the early hours of our morning, in that fatal shooting of the cinematographer by actor Alec Baldwin during the rehearsal on the Western movie set Rust.
But it just still leaves so many questions, like how did this happen? How did you have live ammunition, a real weapon on the set? But the jury has now made that determination. But interestingly, what I also see there, Leanne, some people are still asking the question whether Alec Baldwin
indeed
should,
the man who pulled the trigger.
The man who pulled the trigger should be charged with something, whether he should go to jail. So those conversations also still raging.
Very much so. So what I'm looking at the sentence is it looks like she faces 18 months in prison, but people still, as you say, now what about Alec Baldwin? What will we see happen there? Anyway, so that happened overnight, hence the big trending topic and talking point there. Stage 4.
Self-explanatory, isn't it?
That is, yeah. I mean, we need to speak about it. We know we were ramped up to stage 4. I think we're back down to stage 2 at the moment. Then later we go back to stage 4. But yeah, we live on a roller coaster. You usually go on a roller coaster for fun. But what we do is we wake up every morning and we get onto the roller coaster and we sit there and we just have no idea where it's going to take us or what's going to happen. Upside down, what speed, we have no idea. And whether it stops while we're upside down, we don't know, because there's no electricity. That's what I'm feeling this morning. I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay, off that roller coaster, on to another. Let's go to the last one, Pirates.
There we go.
Wednesday nights are football nights. So Orlando Pirates, they were in action last night. And I think the talk here is around some dubious officiating, where Pirates, among other things, were seemingly robbed of a penalty, in the dying moments of the game. And I watched that, and I think it was a pen. The officials didn't think so, and people are unhappy. Generally, that was not the only questionable decision. There were others as well, but generally the officiating has come under scrutiny in the PSL.
Sure, I know. I mean, because I can see so much is trending. Irvin Koza is trending because of it. So I mean, there's lots of talk around this one. So yeah, all right, okay, let's leave it there. That's your trending topics for this morning.